Hello and welcome to week 1 of our 522 EDUT, looking at emerging technologies and things we can include to our classroom. Always like to practice emergency technology applications as much as possible and whenever it's appropriate. So our first welcome video was on QuickTime, which is a video for a Mac. This is a Hangout. Hopefully you used those in the past, and there's some ways that you can use them similar to Skype and things like that. So I want to use this kind of piece to introduce our session for this week. And so our session for this week essentially is going to focus on the week 1 activities and things that we need to accomplish in that. The big thing within the week 1 activities and things we need to get done will be our first assignment due this Sunday. Take a look at our calendar. We have it all calendared out for the dates and times that these things are due. Since our class officially starts Monday, the Sunday following is, hang on, I'll check the calendar quickly for you so you get an idea of what the expected date is on the assignment. So this week we are looking at 5/9 as start date, going to 5/15. So that our due date essentially is 5/15. That's kind of trying to make sure that those things are completed by that Sunday. If you can't get something done by Sunday, please shoot me a text message to let me know what the issue, what the holdups are, and things like that. So let's go in and kind of take a look at week 1 real quick together as I share my screen here. And hopefully we get an opportunity to kind of look through the class and get a good feeling for what is expected of us in the class. Again, you see the topics and things that are due. This video will be added to the overview piece. We want to create an account for Evernote. There's some shared files on Evernote to get some directions. There's some readings and things in there. So take a look at Evernote. If you don't currently have an Evernote account, you're not sharing your Evernote account with someone, take a look at what that is and how the notebook sets up. And since there's no text in this class, it's just a way to get into the system itself and really take a look at some of the online articles that are there for you to read and kind of look at some emerging trends and technologies. For me, I think working in the virtual schools and with technologies for the last 7 years has really kind of led me to look and stare at the Horizon Report many times over many years. And since I work a lot of K-12 and mostly in high school transitions to college, the Horizon Report I look at a lot. I like to look at some of the college level reports and then feed them back into what's expected for us in high schools and middle schools and some elementary pieces, because we kind of know where the colleges are going. It seems like colleges are always going to have emerging technologies a little bit faster because of their budgeting structures and things like that. So it's nice to know what the expectations are as we get our students moving on from grade to grade. It's kind of scaffolding effect, but we're looking at that technology effect. Do take a look at our messages and our Christian messages and what verses that we're looking at. We really look at those and kind of help us to guide us through our week and keep us strong. There is a online session. If you look at your Blackboard when you log in account, there's actually some Bible study and some prayer circle pieces. If you need some more fellowship in those areas, there's an opportunity for you kind of get into that with those online pieces. This week's discussion is really going to respond to the questions that are on the module 1 as far as week 1, and kind of take a look at the Horizon Report and look at some technologies that are available for them on there. It goes really deep in, you kind of think that thought process around maker spaces. If you ever see the show on TBS called Makers, and you can look at some of the small chip technologies that people are utilizing to create their own versatile technologies and how they do that. You see wearable technologies is big on there. You see this a lot with EDM and things like that. They kind of done the electrolyte pieces within their technologies, but those things can be adapted in many ways. Actually was in a conference with a lady talking about her makerspace, and that she taught her students how to weave lights into different articles of clothing and then have them, sync to music as it was played. And some of those are some of the basic circuitry pieces that students were able to create in a maker space. In our first assignment, most difficult thing maybe for some of you is to grab a partner. This is going to be up to you as you post your discussions, is to get into a partner. If you get to where you don't feel like you have a partner or a group, since I'm not going to group you, it's for you to select and kind of say, okay, I want to partner with you. If you get to a point where you don't have a partner, text or email me, say, hey, I don't have a partner, we'll try and partner you up. We're trying to keep them in groups of 2 as much as possible. With the size of our class, we may have to go to 1 group of 3, but we'll wait till that kind of breaks out until we get to that point. Okay, so take a look at there for the specific instructions as far as the week 1 assignment. As you look over the week 1 assignment, really it's going to kind of take a look at some of the readings and some of the things that were available for you during this week, and some of the video pieces that you want to take a look at with you and your partner, and kind of create a multimedia presentation that kind of predicts what you might see in the future of technologies, kind of beyond the Horizon Report provides, because the Horizon Report will provide some 5 and 10 year ideas, and kind of think and kind of look outside the box. What would the technology pieces be able to do? You'll see a lot of things like Google Box that are available now for virtual field trips for kids in your class. And Google, when they first launched Google Box, we're just giving those pieces away. Now they're, you can make your own Google Box, or you can buy a $50 one if you want a super slicked out metal piece, but you still need a phone and you still need to be able to download the apps. When they first launched that piece, getting the aquarium video, which is like one of the first ones that came out, it was so bogged down, it took you almost a week to get what you wanted to get as far as that. But take a look at those things, because it's really kind of cool what people are looking at as far as the emerging technologies. You take a look at how you're going to be evaluated on that assignment. Again, that we will have a schedule of presentations for people to take over the discussions. And so make sure that when you go in and take a look at some of the resources that are available to us as a group, that you see we have the opportunity to go look at those pieces. So I'm going to go in and just sign in this account. Let me go here, because I want you to take a look at the speaking. So our discussion leaders, something I want to kind of emphasize now in week 1, but week 2 becomes more predominant, is that we have 2 people starting in week 2, and I'll remind you at that time also. This schedule is available on our folder and linked into our course. And so as you see in the first week, I'll remind people kind of, hey, you're leading a discussion. So this is week 2 all the way through week 8 as far as our discussion modules are concerned. So you can take a look at that, or just review the video here to make sure you understood what was coming up. All righty, hopefully you have a great week 1 and we all launched really well. I'm excited to see what emerging technology pieces you guys can report on with us. As we are moving into our first week, welcome. If you didn't watch the welcome video, go ahead and take a look at that. You get learn a little bit more about Dr. Reed, your instructor, which is me. And hopefully we have a good opportunity to have some great discussions back and forth on what type of emerging technologies you use in your classroom, and what things that others can adapt into their classroom. It's really kind of funny as I look in and listen to people who aren't familiar with technology, the terms that they use in association with the technology. You can kind of see that transition as teacher development programs, college-based programs are coming up and asking more and more teachers to know technology as they move forward. And so remember, in technology, the more you know, the less you really understand. And that's okay. A lot of times we feel very comfortable because we know a lot of technologies, but there's so much out there to know that when you think you got a grasp on it, you really don't. So kind of keep that in mind as you're thinking through your technology pieces. All righty. Have a great week. Thank you. And God bless.